And while there are several local races and referendums on the ballots, most of them are focused on the presidential election. Thank you for joining us. 12 News is your local election headquarters. It's finally here, Election Day, and voters who haven't cast their ballots early are headed to the polls today. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shannon Heggie.
And I'm Kayla Fish. We're tracking some major races both locally and nationally. And it's not just the presidency that's being decided, but also the balance of power in Congress. Now, the latest CBS News poll shows Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump basically tied in 7 key battleground states. Kamala Harris has already mailed in her ballot, and Donald Trump cast his own ballot in Florida today. He was asked if he would concede if he lost the election.
All right, Shannon and Kayla, yeah, I'm here outside of a polling place here in the Rumford section of East Providence. We're outside the Myron J. Francis Elementary School, where actually 2 precincts are voting, so lots of activity here inside of this polling place. We've been talking with voters, and as you mentioned, Shannon, there are, of course, several local races on people's ballots as they walk into these polling booths today. But the thing that is driving most people here is the presidential election, and whatever way they're voting, they all seem to agree a lot is at stake. Among those who are casting their ballots was 18-year-old Olivia DiMacedo, who for the first time is able to vote. She didn't vote in the primary. She came out to vote here on Election Day, and she said it's important for teenagers and young people to make their voices heard once they're eligible to vote, because she said they are the future. So we have a really excellent tool available to us from the Secretary of State's office that gives us real-time updates on voter turnout, and it refreshes every single hour. So I'm taking a look at those numbers for you now. Here's what we know. About 50% turnout so far. 171,000 people have voted so far today, Election Day. About the same amount voted early, and I was asking people here today why they chose to vote on Election Day itself versus voting early. Some people said it's just habit, and other people said they wanted to make sure nothing happened to their candidate of choice to make them change their mind in the last minute. Coming up in just a little bit, I'll be joined live by Secretary of State Greg Amore to talk us through election security and everything that goes into planning a big presidential election day like this. We'll also be hearing from more voters, but for now, Kayla and Shannon will send it back to you in studio.
All right, thank you, Kim. Jealous that she gets to do that outside, because what a gorgeous day. As we track the local races, we turn now to several high-profile mayoral elections.
That's right. Our Sheena Losciuto joins us live now from Warwick with a breakdown of those races. Sheena.
Yeah, voters we're talking to feel really enthusiastic today because, like you said, not only do they get to weigh in on a presidential election this year, there's also a lot of major key local races as well. So we really are seeing that enthusiasm and excitement, especially at the polling places here in Warwick.
Will Rhode Island have any brand new mayors in office soon? Several zip codes have a mayoral race in this general election. In Cranston, Warwick, Pawtucket, and Woonsocket, the incumbents are facing challengers. Starting in Warwick, these are the mayoral candidates. Democrat Leah Hazelwood was seen taking pictures with established Rhode Island politicians this morning outside of a polling location.
I'm relieved. I'm relieved that I've reached the finish line. I'm here. Now we'll just wait for the numbers to come in.
It's a common Election Day sight to see signs like this everywhere. We also spoke to Warwick's incumbent independent mayor, Frank Picozzi.
But of course, when you're in office, you are campaigning all the time because people judge you on your performance.
And this is Patrick Maloney Jr., who was recently on 12 News this morning.
My biggest claim to fame for Warwick was on the school committee, where I saved taxpayers over $50 million since 2011.
Meanwhile, in Cranston, Democratic City Councilor Robert Ferry is challenging Republican incumbent Ken Hopkins. And in Woonsocket, the City Council President John Ward is challenging incumbent Mayor Christopher Beauchamp.
And again, back here live in Warwick, it's a beautiful evening. We are kind of seeing that post-work rush here at the polling location we're at. Throughout the day, though, it has been pretty consistent, at least where we've been so far. Now, over in Pawtucket, we're also closely watching the mayoral race there. Nathan Luciano is challenging the incumbent mayor there, Don Grebian. For now, reporting live in Warwick, I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.
Sheena, thank you. And our in-depth coverage continues now with analysis from 12 News politics editor Ted Nesi, who joins us live in studio from the 12 News Election Update Center.
Now, Ted, when we asked you yesterday who's going to win, you called this race a coin toss. Do you still feel that way this afternoon?
I can't say anything else, Shannon. I mean, if you squint, maybe you can see a small sign of a very small advantage for Kamala Harris, but it would be small. She has a lead in the national polls, maybe some strength in places like Iowa and Kansas based on very late polls, which has at least scrambled some of the analysis. But these swing states are so close. And of course, as everyone watching knows, there have been polling errors in the past that favor Donald Trump. And so I think haunting everyone analyzing this election is the question, are these polls near the mark? They're never going to be perfect, but are they on the mark, near the mark to tell us where things are going? Or could Trump unexpectedly outperform for a third election in a row?
And Ted, one thing we should emphasize to people is just because the race looks close now based on polls and other data, that doesn't necessarily mean we'll have a close outcome tonight.
That's absolutely right. I mean, it's something people need to keep in mind when you look at these two candidates. Polls are snapshots, and it's getting harder to conduct polls because people don't pick up their phones. They're trying text messages, they're trying online polls, they're trying new things. I have hope about some of those, but we don't know how it's all going to work here. Sometimes late in an election, you do see voters break one way or another toward one of the candidates. So if one of these two had momentum in the last week, maybe we start to see signs of that tonight. I do expect we'll have a sense as early as our 10 o'clock newscast what kind of night this is going to be. Is it going to be very close all the way? Could we be looking back and forth for days, or is one of them looking strong?
Now, of course, we know the presidential race is the big talker, but there are plenty of local races and ballot questions going on. Ted, what are you keeping a close eye on there?
Well, probably won't surprise people. I am so interested, and I'll call it up here, in this race for Cranston mayor between Republican incumbent Kenneth Hopkins and Democratic challenger Robert Ferry, as Sheena was talking about there. Hopkins, this is a Democratic state in Rhode Island. We're expecting Kamala Harris to win. In the last election in 2020, Kenneth Hopkins had to run 12 points stronger than Donald Trump in the city of Cranston in order to win that race, and he did. So the question today is, A, how strong does Kamala Harris run in Cranston at the top of the ticket? And if so, how much does she pull Robert Ferry across the finish line? Or can Hopkins get enough Cranston voters who might be going for Harris at the top of the ticket to stick with a Republican mayor further down? That's going to be interesting to watch.
No shortage of things for Ted Nesi to keep an eye on tonight. All right, Ted, thank you. And you'll be back coming up at 5 with a closer look at some of those other key races that we're tracking tonight.
And new at 4, we've learned Coventry police arrested a man following a disturbance at a polling site there. Police say 33-year-old Timothy Massey was arrested for disorderly conduct after he was allegedly confrontational with voters and political supporters. Massey is awaiting arraignment before a bail commissioner.